Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's absolutely essential for building strong, healthy relationships: trust. You know, that feeling you get when you just know someone's got your back, that they're honest, and that they'll always be there for you. It's like the foundation of any good relationship, whether it's with your family, friends, or even in the workplace. But sometimes, trust can be a little tricky. It's like a delicate little flower that needs just the right amount of sunshine and water to grow strong. And just like that flower, trust can wilt pretty quickly if it's not nurtured. So to help us all become trust-building superstars, we're going to explore 7 common reasons why people might not trust you. Don't worry, we've all been there. The good news is, once you understand these little trust busters, you can start building stronger, more authentic connections with everyone around you. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, picture this. You tell your friend you'll meet them for coffee at 10 a.m. sharp, but then you show up 20 minutes late without a word of explanation. How do you think that makes them feel? Probably not very trusting, right? When our actions don't match our words, it sends a message that we're not reliable. It's like saying one thing and then doing another. If someone tells you they'll always be there for you, but then they disappear when you need them most, it's hard to believe them. Consistency is key here, folks. It's about showing up as your authentic self, both in what you say and what you do. It's about being dependable, keeping your promises, and following through on your commitments. Remember, trust is built over time through consistent actions. All right, this one's pretty straightforward. Lying, even those little white lies we tell to protect someone's feelings, can chip away at trust faster than you can say Pinocchio. Think about it. When you find out someone's lied to you, even about something small, it makes you question everything else they've ever said, right? Honesty is like the foundation of a strong, trusting relationship. It's about being truthful, even when it's difficult. It's about being upfront and transparent, even when it's uncomfortable. Now, I know sometimes it's tempting to tell a little fib to avoid conflict or spare someone's feelings. But in the long run, honesty is always the best policy. When you're honest with someone, you're showing them that you respect them enough to be truthful with them. You're saying, hey, I value our relationship and I would never do anything to jeopardize that. So let's all make a pact to be more honest with each other, even when it's tough. It might not always be easy, but trust me, it's worth it. Have you ever felt like someone was holding back information from you? Like they were keeping secrets or not being completely upfront? It's not a good feeling, is it? It makes you wonder what they're hiding and why they don't trust you enough to be open and honest. Transparency is all about being open and upfront about your intentions, motivations, and actions. It's about communicating clearly and directly, without any hidden agendas. When you're transparent with someone, you're letting them into your world a little bit. You're showing them that you trust them enough to be vulnerable with them. Think about it this way. Imagine you're planning a surprise party for your best friend. You wouldn't keep it a secret from them because you're trying to deceive them, right? You're keeping it a secret because you want to surprise them and make them happy. Transparency is kind of like that. It's about sharing information openly and honestly because you value the relationship and want to build trust. Remember that time you were really counting on someone to come through for you, but then they bailed at the last minute? It's like a punch to the gut, right? Breaking promises is a surefire way to shatter trust. When you make a promise, you're making a commitment. You're saying, you can count on me no matter what. But when you break that promise, you're essentially saying that your word doesn't mean much. Now, I understand that life happens. Sometimes things come up that are beyond our control, and we have to break a promise. But when that happens, it's important to acknowledge the broken promise, apologize sincerely, and try to make things right. Think about it this way. Would you rather someone tell you they can't make it to your event at the last minute? Or would you rather they tell you weeks in advance so you have time to adjust your plans? I know I'd prefer the latter. Have you ever played that game where you whisper a phrase to someone and they whisper it to the next person and so on? By the time it gets to the last person, the phrase is completely different. That's kind of what poor communication can be like. When we don't communicate clearly and effectively, it's easy for misunderstandings to happen. And misunderstandings can lead to suspicion, doubt, and ultimately, a breakdown in trust. Good communication is like the oil that keeps a relationship running smoothly. It's about being open, honest, and respectful in our interactions with others. It's also about being an active listener. That means really paying attention to what the other person is saying, asking clarifying questions, and trying to see things from their perspective. Remember, communication is a two-way street. It's not just about getting your point across. It's about understanding where the other person is coming from and finding common ground. Let's be honest, we all have that one friend who's always running late. It's like they have a built-in time delay. At first, it might seem like a small thing, but over time, it can really start to erode trust. Being unreliable is about more than just being late. It's about not following through on commitments, not keeping your word, and generally not being someone others can depend on. Think about it. Would you trust someone to watch your dog if they never showed up on time for anything? Probably not. Reliability is about being there for someone when they need you. It's about being consistent, dependable, and always following through on your commitments. It's like building a house. If the foundation is shaky, the whole structure is at risk. But if the foundation is strong, the house can withstand even the toughest storms. You know that feeling when someone says one thing, but their body language screams something different? It's like they're saying yes with their words, but their whole body is saying, "No way, Jose." Our bodies reveal our true feelings even when we try to hide them. Crossed arms, avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, these signal distrust, discomfort, or dishonesty. Paying attention to body language is as important as choosing words carefully. Make sure your nonverbal cues align with your words. I hope you found these 7 tips helpful. Remember, building trust takes time and effort. It's like building a strong, sturdy bridge. It's about being consistent in our actions, communicating clearly and honestly, and always striving to be the best versions of ourselves. So go out there and be the kind of friend, partner, and colleague that people can always rely on.